As you can see, this is a fairly large piece of red oak. This one measures 39 inches diameter at its greatest dimension. I have a kind of weakness for round pieces of wood lying by the roadside. This one was 2 feet long, and I was able to make 11 tabletops out of it. These are 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick, and I have some big legs on this one. This is some camphor trees I had to take down. I did this first one using a technique that you may have seen on YouTube, using blue painting tape to cover the large cracks in the good side of the table. However, my tape didn't stick too well and it leaked a little bit, so I'm going to show you a different way to do it now. But you can see the two-part epoxy is a very good way to seal these large cracks, and it creates a strong tabletop. And I don't know if I'll seal the whole thing or not, but that's another day. And they do tend to bubble up in the middle or dish down and crack, even though I do cut slots in the underside or drill holes to allow expansion. So I'll show you another way on another tabletop. Here's one I was working on earlier using caulk. And the caulk, if you seal the bottom side, which can remain ugly, you can see I drilled holes in this one to allow it to dry uniformly. There's a small crack here which I sealed, another one here, some cracks over here, and the big crack down the middle, which I put a little board over to seal it. Then I glue the legs on using Gorilla Glue and a few nails that are preset from above to make it nice and strong. So this one's done. Now I'm working on another one. This one's a little thicker. This tabletop probably weighs 80 or 90 pounds. And as you can see, it has a huge crack down the middle here. And despite these slots, which I cut into it with my circular saw. So I go along and I put little bits of board or wood in here to seal off the epoxy when I pour it from the other side. And then take my caulk. They do make a brown caulk that you can use, but it's not going to be visible, so I think the white is okay. This is the DAP window caulk. It's very flexible even when dry. It does take a few days, even up to a week, to get dry enough, but you'll find it also holds on to some moisture, which is a good thing when you put the Gorilla Glue on the other side, because that helps it to react. The moisture in the caulk will help the Gorilla Glue to set quicker. So now I'm going to go along and caulk all these gaps and make sure there's a good solid seal from this side before I pour the two-part epoxy on the other side. And as you may know, the two-part epoxy is rather expensive. It's about $60 for a 1 gallon size off of Amazon. You can get a 2 gallon size for about $100 if you shop around, but caulk is a whole lot cheaper, so all the crack you can fill with caulk and wood saves you money and does not cost you much in the way of strength. So we'll finish up the caulking, and then we'll flip it over in part 2 to show you how we do the top sealing. So again, this is the bottom side, the ugly side of the table, and it should be fine.